During World War II, millions of stories were never written down. They were not stories of battles or heroes. They were stories of ordinary people, forced to make impossible choices. This is one of those stories. When the German army entered France in 1940, the war did not arrive with explosions or fire. It arrived quietly. Boots echoed on empty streets. Orders appeared on walls overnight. Voices lowered. Doors closed earlier than before. In a small village near Lyon, a woman named Marie Lefebvre felt the world shrink around her. Marie was 34 years old, a widow, a mother. Her husband had died years earlier in a factory accident. The war did not take him. Life did. So when France fell, Marie already understood loss. But she did not yet understand how much fear could live inside silence. Her son Etienne was 7 years old. He had curious eyes, a soft voice, and the habit of asking questions at the wrong time. He noticed when school stopped, when neighbors whispered instead of laughing, when soldiers replaced shopkeepers in the square. "Mama," he asked one morning, "why do people stop talking when I walk past?" Marie did not answer. She had learned that answers could be dangerous. Etienne's father had been Jewish. Marie was not. Before the war, it had never mattered. After the occupation, it mattered more than anything. In late 1941, notices began appearing on walls. Names, addresses, instructions. Marie checked them every day, holding her breath. Etienne's name wasn't there. Not yet. One evening, as Marie prepared soup made mostly of water, there was a knock at the door. 3 slow taps. Her neighbor stood outside. She did not come in. She did not sit down. "They're taking children now," she whispered. Marie felt the floor disappear beneath her feet. That night, she did not sleep. She listened to her son breathing in the next room. She counted each breath as if it could disappear. By morning, she made a decision that erased her old life completely. She would hide her child. She burned papers, photographs, school records. She taught Etienne a new name. "Your name is Luc now," she said softly. "Say it." "Luc," he whispered. She taught him prayers he had never learned, stories that were not his. Because lies, she understood, had to sound like truth. She cleared the attic, a narrow space, low ceiling, dust and darkness. "This is where you will stay," she said. Etienne looked at her. "Am I bad?" he asked. Marie felt her heart break quietly. "No," she said. "You are precious." Days turned into weeks. Etienne learned silence. He learned not to cough, not to cry, not to move during daylight. At night, Marie let him stretch his legs. She brought books, food, stories about the world before uniforms. Sometimes she read to him. Sometimes she just held him. German soldiers searched houses regularly. Marie learned how to smile, how to pour coffee with steady hands, how to lie without blinking. Once, a soldier stared at the ceiling. Marie's heart nearly stopped. "Anyone else live here?" he asked. "No," she answered. One word, enough to save a life. Food became scarce. Marie ate less. Sometimes nothing. She told her son she was not hungry. She lied again. Years passed. Etienne turned 8, then 9, then 10. In the attic. He stopped asking questions, stopped dreaming out loud. War did not kill him. It stole him slowly. In 1943, French police arrived. Not Germans, Frenchmen. They were polite, professional. Someone had reported suspicion. Marie answered calmly. Upstairs, Etienne heard voices. Fear broke him. A single sound escaped his throat. A child's voice. Everything stopped. The officer looked up. Marie knew this was the end. She spoke before anyone else could. "It's me," she said. She confessed to resistance activities, to hiding messages, to listening to foreign radio. None of it was true. All of it was believable. They wrote notes. They nodded. No one searched the attic. They handcuffed her gently. As she was taken outside, Marie did not scream her son's name. She knew love spoken aloud could kill him. She whispered only one word: "Live." The door closed. Silence returned. But it was different now. 2 days later, neighbors helped Etienne escape. Women like Marie, mothers who understood. They moved him from house to house until he reached the countryside. A Catholic family hid him. They called him Luke. They never asked questions. Marie was taken first to a prison, then to a train. No windows, no seats, only bodies, only breath. Months later, a letter reached France, smuggled out, written in shaking handwriting. "If you are alive, then I was a good mother." It was the last letter she ever wrote. France was liberated in 1944. People celebrated. Etienne was 11 years old, free, alive, alone. He searched for his mother's name and found it. One line, one transport, no return. He grew up, worked, married, had children, but he never slept deeply, never stopped listening for footsteps on stairs. As an old man, he returned to the house. The attic was smaller than he remembered. Darker. He stood there quietly and asked the question he had avoided his entire life. Was it worth it? There was no answer. Only memory. History remembers generals. It remembers battles and victories. But it rarely remembers mothers who fought with silence. Marie Lefebvre did not win a war. She saved a life. And sometimes that is enough. War ends, but its silence often remains. If this story moved you, remember that behind every war, there are families who waited, and mothers who never came home.